Yeah, I didn't think this many people were going to show up.
This is his committee.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wait and see what the action is.
All right, everybody want to come in so we can shut this off?
All right, good.
Come on.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
You're in trouble, you.
All right, come in.
Come on, shut the door.
Come
Keep
in, shut
moving.
the door, please.
Hey, tall guy, you're in my way. Let him hard of hearing.
If you're in the middle.
Open up.
All right.
Go back where I was.
All right. Let the man of the hour speak.
Okay. So, thank you for coming out tonight. I appreciate it. Thanks for joining me tonight for a couple updates and some good news and some things that I just want to, as always, talk to you all directly. So first and foremost, we're winners, right? We have enjoyed, all the faces in the room, you've all been with me and my family on this crazy road of running the city of Fall River for 3.5+ years now. It's all the same faces. A few have dropped off, but it's still the same people. And I really, really humbly can't thank you enough. You all have been so incredible. I mean, it's so amazing. Sometimes I think about this and how people can just come together to give up Saturday mornings and weekend nights and day nights and hold signs and go to fundraisers and plan fundraisers and call in the radio and Facebook
Fight on
posts
social
like
media all night.
Honestly, it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming. The love and support you all have shown me for the last 3.5 years, and especially my family. And this is not an easy job. I mean, we took on some very big battles, right? Battles that other mayors would not take on. And I really believe, and you're going to be hearing me say this over the next couple of weeks, I really believe that there is a group of people that want to regain control of the city so bad, they've gone to any length possible. And it will eventually, I will, through a trial, eventually show that. But that's not what I'm here to talk about tonight. What I'm here to talk about tonight is, number one, thanking all of you for your support, your love, your prayers, because it is a very, very difficult time. So thank you. My family thanks you, and I thank you. That's really important. Second, please no phones, no my dad's recording. That's fine, but everybody else, this is really important stuff we're going to talk about. I don't want it to get out, but I also didn't want you to find out another way. I wanted you to hear it from me. So it's very important that you, I'll probably have Joe Good on the other side. He'll do it.
Want me to go check to see?
Probably did go
So
through the back.
this is the couple things that I want to talk about. But please keep it between us over the next couple of weeks to respect other people that are involved. So I started off by saying we're winners. Why? Because we have won. This group right here, this team has won. We've won 3 times. Right? We won an impossible election. I was 23 years old against a seasoned politician, former district attorney, right? A guy that, with all the experience in the world, with all the teams and all the committees, couldn't get the job done. Simple as that. You all know that. Then we won again against a longtime city councilor, Pereira, who wanted to control the city and wanted to keep the old way of doing business in Fall River alive and well. And then, when everybody thought we'd be defeated in the recall election, we pulled it off again. We pulled it off because a few reasons. Number one, we had time. We had time from the first private business snow owl indictment to the election. We had a lot of time. We had from October to March. So I had a lot of time to tell the voters why this is a bunch of nonsense and why they should vote on my record and not on accusations. in this preliminary election, did not have that luxury of time. I had 11 days. And the only debate that I could explain myself in was the day before it happened.
You still won.
And we still won, yeah. I'm not saying we
Still
lost.
won.
But what I'm trying to explain is, this was a very coordinated effort that was orchestrated. So that makes it very challenging. So we have to, when you're not in a fair fight, because this is no longer a fair fight, it's not a fair race, you need to run an untraditional campaign. That's what this comes down to. We cannot run a traditional campaign when we're in an untraditional election. And I'll tell you, it would be very easy for me to just give in to the city council. Besides Steve Camaro, who's here tonight, thank you, Steve, give him a round of applause.
Thank you, Steve.
I consider Steve a friend, besides the fact that we're colleagues in government. I consider him a friend, and I really appreciate that, and I really believe when he's, I know, not even believe, I know, when he says what he's saying, it's not because it's Jasiel or him, or it's because that's what he believes, that's what he's fighting for. He believes that these things should be decided at the ballot box, not by a council, and that, you know, certain companies shouldn't be limited in the city of Fall River and all the other stances that he takes. We don't agree every single time, but we have respect, and we are friends as well. But beside that, he's a good counselor. He's a very good city councilor. He has the best interest of the city in heart and mind. But because we're not in a fair race, we're not in a fair fight, and the way I can describe it is, if you're running a race, let's say you're doing 100 meter, and somebody takes the shotgun and shoots it to start the race. In this case, they shot my foot and said, "Go finish the race." I mean, that's not easy to do. That's not easy to do. Not that it can't be done. It's just that it's not easy to do. And I would be not myself if I knew that I could go into a November election with all the same set of rules that don't exist today, with all the same circumstances, and think we could win big. You can't. And that's a reality. You can't under the circumstances. So we have to run an untraditional campaign. And that untraditional campaign means that Fall River has to win, not Jasiel. Fall River has to win. And that's what you've all cared about from the get-go. We're friends, we're family, but Fall River is bigger than Jasiel Correia. You all know that. That's also why I'm in a very difficult position, because Paul Coogan is not for Fall River. And that's a reality. And I'm going to explain why. Anybody here know what the Manchurian candidate means? The movie Manchurian Candidate? Okay. Manchurian candidate is someone that's a sleeper candidate and is in a race to win a race, but then does everything that somebody else tells him to do when they're in office. That's what Paul Coogan is. He is in no other words, a puppet. And I can't allow that to happen. And I won't allow it to happen. I won't back down. Like I was saying before, it would be very easy for me to accept Cliff Ponte's deal, sit at home and collect a paycheck on your tax dollars, but that's just not what I'm going to do. It's not right, it's not fair, and it's not the right thing to do. What they're trying to do in court is not legal. So I'm not going to let people take advantage of what he is and say that he's going to be an acting mayor when he's not. He's not capable of doing that. So that's not going to happen. That's announcement number one. I will fight the city council lawsuit, and we will win because they cannot legally remove the mayor whenever they please. And what message would that be sending to future mayors, other mayors across the country, if I just said, yeah, I'm going to just be, stay-at-home mayor? Like, that's not going to happen. So it's just that's number one. So we're gonna fight that fight in court, and we're gonna win that fight. The second fight that's very important is the election. So that fight, we will win, but we may not win in a traditional way. So you're going to see, I think, some really interesting stuff happen at the debates. I think you'll see some interesting stuff come out in the public about what's going on behind the scenes. But it's very important that I tell you this tonight, and it's very, very important that I say this. I mean, I thought a lot about it, but I need to release all of you from holding signs. And that's all I'll say. I need to release you from holding signs. Because what does it mean to hold a sign for a candidate? It means a lot. It seems like a small action. It's not. Holding a sign, giving up your Saturday morning on a street corner and waving to people is a really big commitment. And although people think it's just a small action, it's not. It is the foundation of a campaign. It is the single most vulnerable act you can probably do as a supporter of mine. It really is. You're putting yourself out there, you're giving up your time, to hold a sign, and wave to people. And we're a very strong team, we've always been a strong team, but I can't allow people to get harassed, threatened, family members getting threatened. I can't allow that. That's not right. That's not the right thing to do. So that's the second announcement. That I'm releasing everyone here from any obligation at all that you have to the campaign or to the holding of signs or anything of that nature. You don't feel obligated, don't feel you have to. I really needed to tell you that, and I need you to know that, because I love you all so much, I really do, that it's not right. It wouldn't be fair, it wouldn't be me if I said, let's just keep doing what we're doing as we've done it, knowing that we can't win the same way. Does that make sense?
So what if we want to?
Yeah.
What about the one that we want?
It's not a legal requirement, but I appreciate that, but at this time, it's not the way we're gonna win. Holding a sign at this point in the race is not the way we're gonna win. So now for the third point.
Oh, for something good.
Okay, the third point.
About
How are
Fall
we gonna
River.
win? When you are in a battle that you have an advantage in, you have a couple options. You can give up, or you can change the circumstances to try and figure out alternative outcomes. Because right now, there's only one outcome. Mano a mano, one-on-one, we don't win. And everything that we've done, all the things we've changed in City Hall, will all be for nothing. So I need your help still to win, but in an untraditional way. So, what does that mean? I have released the campaign in terms of traditional campaign. My name will remain on the ballot. Okay?
Yeah, we can't let Eric go.
No. The deadline is Monday. Yeah, I made sure of that. So, my name will still be on the ballot, as will Mr. Coogan's. I believe there will be possibly one, possibly two, who knows, three write-in candidates that will emerge. Those people should be considered. I'm gonna tell you right now, they should be considered. They should be on your priority list. To help them, if you so choose, to vote for them, if you so choose, because they should really be considered. Whether it's one person or three people, they should all be considered. But why is that important? It's important because, and this is very important that we're quiet and we don't run out of here and tell people the strategy. It's important because it makes this a multi-person race. Okay? I think everybody can read in between the lines. It makes it a multi-person race like the recall. It also will turn that campaign on its side. Because right now they're riding high, they're already making appointments. Bill Kenny's coming back. Rowan's getting $430,000 from CDA. Ken Fiola's not coming in the building, he's getting money over at Cherry and Webb. These are all the things we're already talking about. And I'll tell you some personal stories. And the City Hall employee was recently visited by a member of the Coogan team, Ray Arruda, if you don't know him, he's been involved in politics a long time. And told a City Hall employee that you better make up with certain people, because if you don't, you're gone.
What?
Herald said this to someone at City Hall, and then said, and I don't want to say names, but you better make up with certain people, because if you don't, you're gone. And the funding that person controls, they're already promising to certain people.
Wow.
So this is what you're getting
He
already.
worked with Sam Sutter,
He was
didn't he?
with
Just,
Sam Sutter.
You did.
Steve
So,
Wong will have a job, huh?
Sam Sutter.
we did that, so this is why it's important. This is why it's important, and I don't wanna say too much tonight, because I think those third-party candidates, those other candidates, should be able to have their own announcements, get their own press, etc. Because I'm not running their campaigns, I'm not part of their campaigns, they just called me and asked me if that's okay. And I would be remiss if I didn't share that with you, because they wanted, not my blessing, but they didn't want my supporters to think that they were trying to take me out, you know? So, I wanted you to know that from me. I think it's important that we give these people the ability to run a solid campaign, because there's a real chance, and under that scenario, that we all win. And when I say we, I don't mean Jasiel, I mean the city of Fall River. Because that's what's most important. That's what's most important. So, with that being said, that's the third, that's the third announcement. The third announcement, that I will still be on the ballot. You're welcome to vote for whomever you like, but, that there will be other candidates that will announce, and that will be part of the race.
Don't let all those other people vote for them, we'll stay
Well,
with
wait a
them.
minute, this is,
How many people are you talking about?
Yes.
One.
He said 2 or
one,
3.
two, could be 3, I'm not sure.
So,
I know. I'm the
they'll all
person.
speak
I
all
know.
Hold on,
Guys, hold on.
I'm not gonna say who, because it's not fair to those people. They should have their own announcement.
Yep.
They should be able to recruit their own support.
Yep.
And those people may be you. You may get a call. And I didn't want you to be in an uncomfortable position if someone called you, because you had, loyalty to me, and which I can't thank you guys enough for doing that. But if I don't have Fall River win, then I wouldn't be the mayor you know that I am. That's the key here. It's not about Jasiel Correia winning, it's about the city winning. And I know people love to say that I have an ego and this and that, but this is one of the moments in time that I have to set my ego aside, and that I have to set my pride aside, because this is about Fall River. So, that means that I'm still in the race, so we still can win.
Can I clap for that?
It means that we don't have to hold signs and door knock and all that stuff. We don't have to do that because we're not running a traditional race. I have probably the most name recognition of any politician in Massachusetts.
All over the world.
No need to get our name out. No need to get our name out, okay? So we don't have to do that. And I think that's important. It means that other candidates who are not under indictment can rise to the top and challenge Paul Coogan, who is not good for the city of Fall River. That's why it's important.
They decided to vote for the other candidate?
I looked at that, Don, I think you're right, there may be a little bit of that. However, I think there's a lot more people, especially in wards 1, 2, and 3, who went to the ballot 11 days after a second indictment, who said, I don't have any other choice but to vote for Coogan.
Yes.
They're not happy with Coogan, but they just had to vote for Coogan, they couldn't vote for me. Now they have another option.
Yes.
Now we're giving people an option to say, okay, I can't vote for Jasiel, I don't wanna vote for Paul, I'll vote for this other person.
But it was the same with Erica, Coogan, and you.
Was Erica a strong candidate?
Erica was not.
They
Hell
only
no.
get
The other
candidate, they
candidate
don't want
was
to
a
pick
strong
a
I
candidate.
think they will.
They will
Tell
be.
us who the strongest candidate is gonna be for the write-in?
I'm not gonna
You
discuss
don't have to
it.
tell us who to vote for, just tell
I'm
us
not gonna
who
Read the
discuss
Herald.
it.
Surprise.
I know.
You're gonna make their own, you're gonna make their own announcement. So, those are the three things I wanted to get together and talk about. So what am I gonna do as the mayor and as a candidate? A couple things. One, I don't know what this business is about Cliff Ponte declaring himself the mayor, I haven't seen it.
That's his ego. You should go back down south.
Yeah, he's a dick with this.
I've shown up every
In
day,
the story.
I've shown up every day, I've done my job, I'm gonna keep doing my
Yeah,
job.
be quiet, please.
I'm gonna keep doing my job. Second, I will still be participating in the debates, that's where I shine. And now, it's gonna be a gloves come off campaign for me. It's gonna be.
Yeah.
No, so he's not so that means going after him. I'm just gonna go after him and say, look, you know you're bringing back Ken Fiola. You know it. You're a puppet. You know it. You're gonna bring fees and taxes back. That's what's gonna happen. So I'm gonna paint that picture. I'm gonna paint the picture for people so that if people still can't vote for me, they may at least now have the knowledge to not vote for Coogan. Because if I just dropped out of this race, like a lot of people want, then that's it, we won. And we gotta do everything we can to make sure it doesn't happen. So,
You think he'll
I don't
debate
trust
you?
it. I don't trust it.
I vote on my man. I
keep
vote
in
my
mind,
man.
You think he'll debate you?
I don't
of course it will, because I am not, guys, this is very clear. Do not leave here thinking I'm withdrawing. I am not withdrawing. I am still a candidate. All I told you tonight, and I will release a statement to that effect, is that I am releasing us from holding signs. That's it. Why did I describe it as signs? Because like I said, that is like the most personal thing you can do for a campaign.
I think this is a gamble. This is, you know,
Well, Donna, it's.
She had no choice at this point.
Donna, it's a gamble, because if we go one-on-one, oops. So-
I know, but if you have two more candidates, it's a gamble. It's gonna be taken away from you.
And take it
Hopefully
away
it's
from him.
taken away from Coogan.
He's not gonna make it, you know that. He's got too much.
But I think
Jason,
what he's
you
trying
know,
to say
everybody
is,
loves you, it's
I
me.
know, Kathy, I know.
You know that.
I know.
This is killing me.
I know.
And when they talk like that, that's foolish, cause Jason,
No, don't worry.
we want you to be our man, no matter
I know.
what.
We want him to be our
It's
man.
not
I
fair.
just don't like the idea of,
Guys, guys,
I
I know there's a
don't
lot
like
of
Coogan to
emotions.
win.
I know there's a lot of emotions.
doing.
And Kathy, I understand that, and I still may be the mayor. This gives us the best shot at still winning. It gives us the best shot, and why? Because earlier, remember what I said about time? The more time you have, the more time you have to explain something. So the more debates I do, the less spotlight I'm in terms of the negativity, the more votes I can bring back. Quietly, right? We go regular campaign from now till November, we will not win. You have to accept that. I've had to accept that, you know, I mean, that's the reality. So we now have to give ourselves, as people that love Fall River, the best shot at making sure Fall River wins. Which is either me or someone that's not Coogan.
Right.
Because, and I wouldn't say, guys, I truly would not say this, because it's very easy. The easy way out today is I resign, or I take a leave of absence, and I withdraw from the race. That's the easiest thing for me to do, the easiest thing. And believe me, that's, a lot of people want me to do that. That's not the right thing to do.
We know the city is not gonna go forward the way you want it to.
I agree. That's why I'm still here fighting. There's a lot of people have told me, Donna, a lot of people have said, leave the city behind.
No.
Give up on the city. Look what it's done to your life, your finances, your friends,
That's
your
crazy.
family.
Your friends
But,
are still here.
I know.
Your family's still
Donna,
here.
please.
Yes.
I mean, okay, I get it, but I mean, we're not gonna get into a debate here. We gotta get this done. Yes, sir.
In 1971, I ran for mayor. I lost the primaries by 300 votes. Ladera topped the ballot. In the finals, I ran as a write-in candidate, and Ladera got knocked out.
It's
The votes that
possible.
I took knocked out Ladera, and he didn't become mayor.
than he did.
So,
It's possible. This is giving us the best shot, Pam.
I have a question. The people that are coming forward, do you have faith in them? The city would be fine then?
One person in particular. so-
Okay.
Listen, he's our mayor.
I need to
He
know
knows what he's
that.
talking
He's
about.
trying to tell us.
Right, well, that's so, okay, so a couple questions before we wrap it up. Great question, can the write-in debate? That's really up to the debate hosts. So if it's a legitimate candidate, I would argue that that legitimate candidate can publicly challenge Paul Coogan to a
Right.
debate, which then he will probably decline.
Deny.
Yeah.
Which then would deny it.
Yes, I agree.
So, guys, one thing, I don't wanna go into too much today, but I just want you to leave here knowing this. I have a strategy, okay? I have a strategy, I can't guarantee a win, but I can tell you that I can at least make it so we have the best possible chances at it. Okay? That's what I'm trying to tell you tonight.
But
I
if
cannot
we
guarantee.
lose one person that we could collectively get
You
behind.
will, you will know, you
I think
will
he's
know
trying,
one person.
I think he's trying to
You will
tell
know.
you, you will know.
You will
Oh,
know
no.
that person, but I am not gonna tell you because that person is their own person. They're the ones that should ask you for this support.
Yep.
Okay? Does that make sense?
Yep, good.
Other questions?
You're gonna paint a new picture. We're all gonna help you with a new brush.
Yes.
That's
Main
it.
Street.
Me too.
Yeah.
This is
Me
very
uphill.
important. It's very important.
No, I
because
me uphill.
we
Okay.
cannot go backward.
Hell no.
That's what Coogan.
They'll know we keep pushing this when the person announces. They'll know exactly where to put their support. That's the way to tell it. You can just tell it.
I'm Coogan not win.
Very close to
Stop it.
people.
Coogan
I
not
think if that individual runs, that individual will pull the ballot off. I mean, a lot of people I talk to, I ask why you vote for Coogan, and they say, because he's not planning, he's not correct.
All right, what other questions?
So nobody's voting for him because of who he is, they're voting because it's not you.
There's probably about 4,000 people that voted for Coogan because it's Coogan.
That's it.
The other
We've seen it
4,000.
in the recall, so We can pull it off.
Other
He's
questions?
gonna run the
We
city
can do
with
it.
teams and committees, that's
But
not
we
gonna.
can pull it off in 2021, she will come back.
So,
All
right.
actually, you know what, let me talk about that. So the future for me is this. First and foremost, I will look, everybody, I know all of you know me, you know my family. The allegations and accusations, not even one is true. Not even one is close to true. Not even one has any factual information, right? Unfortunately, as I said, I don't have the time to explain it. Believe me, if I could have a trial tomorrow, I'm ready. I've told Kevin 1,000 times, let's go. It doesn't work that way, he says. It goes by scheduling, it goes by judges, it goes by this, it goes by that. Unfortunately, I don't have the time. So when you don't have the time, and when your back's up against the wall, you have to find other doors. And these are the other doors. The other doors are introducing multiple candidates that are not me, so that people that say, I cannot vote for Jasiel, have more options than just Google. That's
All
what
right.
it boils down to.
That's good.
The people that want to vote for me, they still vote for me. And if the majority of people, after they look at all the candidates that are still there, say, hey, Jasiel's the guy I want to vote for, we can still win. And if they say, okay, I want to vote for this other person, the majority goes to that second person, we still win. So we've just given ourselves 2 opportunities to win, versus 1 opportunity that we have right now, which is to lose. Right? That's what do we want to go into November, the same campaign, knowing we're going to lose? No. We have a party down at Barrett's Ale House where we go in and we lose? We haven't done that? No. We've never done that.
It's on a streak. It's on a streak.
So we need to claim a victory today. And the victory today is that we have added more police officers, firefighters, teachers. Other mayors couldn't. We've increased our stabilization account. You all know, to over $9 million by this October. You know that. We've eliminated 2 fees when other communities couldn't eliminate any fees, and have added fees. We fixed our roads, not every single one of them, but we're fixing them. We got rid of public enemy number 1 in my mind, Ken Viola. And he's fighting, and he's fighting, and fighting, and fighting, tooth and nail to get back in.
That's crazy.
So we have to say right now, declare victory, because we've won. We've had an outstanding run. We've done unbelievable work as a team, as a people together. And now we just have to seek the next victory, which may not mean Jasiel Correia on November 5th. It may mean someone else, just not Google. So that's
Keep the same administration.
someone that would keep the same administration, somebody that would have the same values, somebody that would move forward, not backward. That's what we need. And at the end of the day, that still may be me.
Maybe bring you as an
But it
employee.
may be someone else.
Higher than the law.
Maybe make you chief of
That's
staff.
it.
Your vote should be higher than the law.
It could be. It
Could be.
The strategy is to have these other people take as many votes away from Coogan as possible.
Now,
Okay.
next
Right.
week, when the city council is going to sit up, they're in charge too.
That's on autopilot. We got, unfortunately, this is the problem, right? So you got these councils that they don't care if they're wasting taxpayer dollars because they're gonna just say, well, Jasiel should have stepped down and then we don't have to go to court. Well, that's nice. I'll do what you want, how you want it, when you want it, and that's how you get it done. No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works, okay? So we need to give ourselves some breathing room. We need to give ourselves some time to explain things through debates, through publications, through radio interviews, through all that stuff. While I don't have the media hounding me every single day promoting negativity.
That's crazy.
Right? So if I slip away in the background while someone else takes on the fight, and we're still in the race, we give ourselves the best shot at winning. When I say winning, I mean Fall River winning. Okay? Everybody on board for that? The writing candidate will probably announce by next week.
Is there a deadline? Or can you?
You can write it any time. Look, this is gonna be an organized, this write-in person has to be organized. They have to have stickers, they have to get people excited about stickers. If I were a write-in candidate, I would say, hey, when I announced, I would say, hey, you're gonna get a sticker in the mail from me. At your home. All you have to do is, if you don't wanna vote for Jasiel, if you don't wanna vote for Paul Coogan, is have to bring that sticker to the polls.
On the
That's all I would
ballot.
say.
You put it on the ballot.
Put it right on the ballot. That's what I would say.
All right.
Steve, you're a political guy, what do you think?
I come here to be supportive of Jasiel. I've come to appreciate him like a son that I've never had. So, it hurts me to think that Fall River's Youth of the Year, when he was 13, is now being turned on him by so many. It's like people turning on their own family, their own model of excellence. Jasiel did what I did when I was a young man. He went out, he got his education, he did what everybody told us young people to do, what we all tell our young people to do. Go get your education, come back, make Fall River a better place. I can tell you, after having spent decades in politics, in fact, I was 10 years old, even beat you by a few years, when I used to go to John Arruda and Albert Orclair rallies, taken by my godfather, who I love so much, who's passed, and that was my introduction, to see the polish of an Albert Orclair. He was the funeral director. He came stitched perfectly. John Arruda was the rough and tumble guy, and John Arruda won. And as a young Portuguese-American boy, that was a symbol for me, that he ran. And then John Kennedy got me into the race. But let's get to Fall River politics and why I'm so passionate about Jasiel and so unpassionate about Coogan. I grew up in that ward. My dad had a grocery store in that ward. We fed the Coogans and all the other power structure families that come out of that ward. The Driscolls, the O'Neills, so many other names. Good people, many of them worked for my father and mother in the grocery market. But I know that old politics that built the old Durfee High School building, now the building that's being replaced by the building that Jasiel has led the effort to get built. I know that old crowd. I know what they did to Fall River, and so many got away with so much. And that old crowd is not happy that there's a new boy in town taking things over. So for decades, I've said, let's get our parks fixed. Never before have our parks been fixed so well as they have during Jasiel's administration.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get some streetscapes. Like, I go to cities all over New England. They're beautiful places, and I sit out in a cafe and have coffee or something. He brought that, and it wasn't an absolutely popular position right from the beginning, but it's the right idea on how you rebuild the city, how you make it a place where people want to come. Today, right now, in fact, I encourage you all to make the intertwined relationships. This weekend, there's something called the Fabric Festival that's happening all weekend. It's a festival international with a very Portuguese connection because Michael Benavides from Portugalia Marketplaces, one of the leaders in that effort. It's going to be on Purchase Street, taking advantage of streetscapes. It's going to be down at the Narrows. It's going to be at the Carousel. Right now it's at the Carousel. It's going to be at the PAL. It was in today's newspaper. Actually, it was in yesterday's newspaper. Right alongside. I ended up on the right-hand column. They're trying to say that I'm not from Fall River. If anybody knows me, I would challenge maybe only Earl Gaudet as being the second guy. That's all about Fall River. We don't even want to go over the bridge to go someplace else. But I did. I'm not going to get into all of that. But that's the kind of political motivation. They see me, I think, as the last link that they want to bury in order to bring back that old God. And believe me, at my age, I'm ready to look through all of this through the rearview mirror. I don't need a job. I don't need a future in politics. I don't need any of that. What I do need is guys like Jasiel Correia and others that are committed to make Fall River a better place. So my heart is with Jasiel, and my heart is with all of you.
They replace you. What are they going to replace you with? Another piece of crap? The old school stuff? We don't need that.
Not just in here.
I want to say something too. Just to talk about like what's on. The family's still here. You guys are still here. I remember when you first ran. I think I spoke the first time you spoke, and I said, when he puts his mind to something, as long as I've known him, he gets it done. He's known me my whole life. What we cannot control is people lying. People lying and saying what they do. Some of us probably just need to let these people say what they do. I've kind of tried to not answer anybody because I just don't feel they deserve
deserves an answer. It doesn't deserve an answer, you know, and so some do. But, you know, I go back and I can tell you guys right now that this is my son. I know. I've looked him in the eye, like right deep in the eye, and saying, "Did you do this crap that they're saying you did?" Okay? A couple of times he's even telling me that's enough, Dad, because now I'm planning to believe you believe me. So this stuff is all made up, and we're fighting it. We're fighting this.
We're fighting.
We're fighting this.
This is a
in
family
every
that's
which
so
way
tight.
that we
Yeah, I
Very
could
tight.
see you guys all, before shopping and everything else together as a family.
The only time I stopped
admire
being
you.
together was when
She's
I
ready.
became mayor.
Yep, yep,
Because he's the
yep,
mayor.
yep, yep.
Okay, all right, guys,
You know, we appreciate all, let's wrap up. We appreciate all your support, but Tom, we are fighting this,
and we're gonna win this.
You guys are great, everybody's awesome, but, you know, you guys are not in our shoes. But who to still stay in this the way he's doing it, because like you said, he could have dropped out of this a long time ago. And believe me, I would be like, okay, I want my leg back as well.
I want my drill back.
This is my name that's on the headlines every day. I have to go to work and people say, hey, we saw you on the headlines. You know, I'm dealing with that on corporate level, companies that I work, you know, that I do work. So, you know, again, this is like the hardest thing we've ever faced. It's something we've never won. And I promise you guys that he did not do this. What they're saying. From everything, like he said, not one iota of this thing is true. Okay? These are all lies and people misconstrue like what Steve is saying.
We know they're lies.
There's some big people behind this. Who's doing it? To do that, there's someone who has such potential to keep things moving. Like, it's beyond me. It's beyond me. But thank you guys. Thank you
So that's why we're gonna keep fighting. We're gonna fight in a different way. That's all this is.
All right.
Because we can't, as I've already said, we can't do it the traditional way. So we'll do it in an untraditional way. And we'll give ourselves and the city the best hope we can. The best hope we can. So that's the strategy, that's the plan. I love every single one of you guys. I just thank you. Thank you. And this is just the beginning. You know, we've already done so much. And one of the things people always ask me, how are you doing this? How do you deal with this? How do you? And I tell them a couple of things. I say, number one, we have done so many good things that nobody can take away.
Nope.
So I don't have a regret. I don't look back and say, hey, I should have done this, I should have done that. No, like my dad said, we can't control what we can't control. I can't control that people are gonna make deals so they don't get prosecuted. I can't control that, you know, people are upset that they lost $400,000 in funding, and I can't control that, you know, people are gonna say what they wanna say, like people said tonight. I mean, look at today. Today's a perfect example. People thought I was resigning tonight. People thought I took a plea deal. We had a meeting outside, waiting to get in there. It's amazing. And they're looking through the window right now.
You're the hot ticket, man.
I can't control those things.
Don't let them in.
What I can control is that I show up to work every day, and I do a good job, and I made the city a better place, and I can hold my head high, knowing that I done it. That's what I can control. So can we.
All right.
Let's win on November 5th. We never lost, we will never lose. We're gonna win. And the way we win is not Jasiel Correia at the end of the night. It's Fall River.
Fall River.
It always has been about Fall River, and it will always be about Fall River. You know, I mean, it's, Steve said it best. He said, you know, we tell people, go to college, we want people to come back, we don't want them to move away. That's what I did. I mean, my dad tells the story all the time. They built a house in Fall River because at a young age, I said one day I want to be the mayor of our city. And if you move to another community, I may not have that chance. That's a true story. I mean, and the crazy thing, guys, and I'll close with this, just so that we can really let this sink in your minds. It really is a mystery to me how the government, how the prosecutors can accuse me. All of you know my history. You can go on YouTube and see me when I was 13, working on drug prevention in Fall River. You can see me when I was Youth of the Year in 2008. You can see me when I was on the Mayor's Youth Council, when I became a city councilor, when I was the most credible person in a certain report that was published by another prosecutor that was appointed by Sam Sutter in another investigation. You all know my story, me, you've met me, you know my family, you've seen us. It's very peculiar to me how the federal prosecutor is going to get away with saying that from 19 years old, when I started my first business, to 27 years old, from 19 to 27, everything I've done has been a fraud, has been for personal profit, for personal gain. You all know me. You all know me. That is a very bold statement for them to make about me. In my entire adult life, from 19, I couldn't even drink yet, to 27,
Crazy.
a kid that started a business on his own, a kid that became a mayor, a kid that got reelected to mayor, a kid that has changed the city factually, not fake, not
Saved someone's life, too.
real, true stats, real, true facts. Has just been a total fake, has been a total facade, has been a total fraud. That's what they want people to believe. And that's why every time the media asks me, oh, how come you haven't resigned? How come you haven't done this? How come? I tell them, you guys get a very small snippet and you promote a headline. But guess what? You all go back to Boston and Providence and everywhere in between and you run your stories. And those people don't live in Fall River. They don't see that I've added more police officers and firefighters and teachers. They don't see that Ken Fiola kept economic development for the few and not for the entire city. They don't see that we've added more fire trucks and changed roads and added playgrounds and fixed parks and sidewalks. People in Providence and Boston, they don't see that. What they see is just the headline that the media wants to promote. So that's why I'm able to every single day walk into Government Center, know I've done a good job, know that I'm going to keep doing a good job, and at the end of the day, the city's going to be okay. So I thank you guys. I love all of you. Let's win for Fall River.